Welcome back to Let's Replay Neverwinter Nights 2 original campaign. This is Big Los, and we're in the Temple of Seasons. We're about to exit and go into the gem mines. Off camera, I rested, but before I did that, I swapped out some spells for the upcoming area because there are going to be a lot of undead creatures in the gem mine, so I want to be prepared for that. So let me pull up the spell book and we'll get a good idea just what type of spells I've picked. I have Sunburst, that's a pretty powerful area of effect spell. I have Big Bees, that's going to be good for causing damage and doing stunning, but I don't think stunning will work against undead, but you never know in this game. Also, I did Spell Mantle, that's going to be a good buff. Undeath to Death, of course. And Quora has this as one of her sorceress spells, so that's really going to come in handy because she can cast this for as many spells as she has for level 6. Let's see, what else did I pick? I picked Control Undead, and we're going to try this first. So we're going to have one of the enemies turned into a companion, unless it actually makes a will save, which is a possibility. So I had Javi also prepare. Did I? Oh no, I did Summon Creature 7. Oh, that's right. That's not for this level, is it? No. It's for level 6. Okay, so Control Undead is over here. And then if this doesn't work, or if this happens to wear off, which is unlikely because this is for 1 hour per level, then we can do Create Undead, which is also for 1 hour per level, and this is a for sure thing. And that's pretty much it. I also changed from Firestorm to Aura versus Alignment because of the strong buffs that we are going to get from this. We're going to get +4 deflection bonus to armor class, so I'm not going to have to use this one. Well, this one technically would have 1 more point than the other one. +1 for every 6 caster levels. So how many caster levels do we have? We're 14, right? Or we're 15? We're 15. So we would have 1, 2, 3. So it would be +5. So even if we put this on, we'd have an extra point of armor class. However, this gives us spell resistance 25 against spells cast by creatures of the chosen alignment. We're going to do it against evil. And our attacks are going to do 1d6 divine damage, energy damage bonus against evil aligned creatures. So it's not a bad buff to put on. Alright, so
yes,
let's enter the mines, and we don't need to put the buffs on just yet because we're going to have a conversation which is going to be rather lengthy. And then we can put the buffs on. See, here we are, we start, and here's a ghost called Balaur, or Balaur. I guess it's Balaur. That's the only way I can figure how you pronounce that. Or Balaur. Just gonna say Balaur, whatever. This is a stately elf spirit, still garbed in an ethereal version of the clothes he wore in life. He appears to have died at an advanced age, even for an elf. So that means he had a rather long life. Good for him. We also have archives in here, which we can grab some scrolls. About 3 of them. We could technically hit the jackpot in this room. Alright, so let's advance and we'll talk to Balaur.
The dust upon the floor stirs beneath your feet. What brings one of flesh and blood to this empire of spirits?
I'm looking for the statues of purification.
Has the guardian returned, then? I heard the whispers, but I did not believe. His echoes are strong in this place, and the tides of spirits ebb and flow, signifying little.
Alright, we're going to do intelligence. The King of Shadows has returned. You know him as the Guardian?
Perhaps I do. Ages pass and names change. I have existed longer as a spirit than as a breathing, blooded elf, and I know little of the world beyond my books. The Guardian was once a man, a hero of Illefarn in days long gone. He saw more clearly than most. He saw the threats that might destroy all we had built, and he sacrificed everything that our empire might live. A creature of magic he became, and an extension of the very weave. Our enemies, the men of Netheril, feared to face him, so they turned their eyes to weaker prey. By the Guardian's sacrifice, Illefarn was saved.
Go on.
We thought the weave eternal, an endless font of life from which the Guardian might draw. In this, we were wrong. The weave failed, and the Guardian faced a choice. Allow himself to die and leave Illefarn undefended, or draw his life from another source. For the sake of his people, the Guardian turned to the weave's dark twin, and thus he became a creature of shadow.
So your guardian became the King of Shadows.
Yes, though I prefer to remember him as the man he once was.
You don't think the King of Shadows is evil?
I am merely a historian, and my judgments are of little consequence. Speak to others who knew him if you wish to answer that question for yourself. Their spirits linger here still.
Your guardian's tale is unfortunate, but he must be stopped.
So our leaders also believed. They devised the ritual of purification that we might weaken the Guardian. The words are recorded upon 5 statues. One such statue is here. The statue lies within the stone communion tree, a blending of arboreal and terrestrial. It symbolized the union of Illefarn's dwarven and elven peoples. Opening the tree requires similar unity. 3 elves and 3 dwarves of Illefarn spaced equally around its trunk. Without these 6, the tree will remain closed to you.
Where will I find 3 elves and 3 dwarves of Illefarn?
The spirits of Illefarn dwell here. Elves and dwarves who were bound closely to the Guardian and the man he was in life. His memory hangs heavy on their souls. If you gather these spirits to you, then the tree shall open to reveal what it cradles within.
Your spirits are bound to the Guardian, but you are not.
No, I am not like them. They are bound here against their wills, but I have chosen to guard these scrolls.
I need only gather these spirits, then.
It is not so simple. Just as the Guardian has fallen into shadow, so have those who were tied to him. Their torment has spawned a legion of foul undead, manifestations of their pain and sorrow. Destroy these undead, and I believe their spirits would reappear, for a time at least.
Killing. I'm good at that.
Yes, but there is more. More that is my doing, I'm afraid. If you intend to bring spirits to the communion tree, you must undo the wards on the walls of these ruins. The ghost lights, which keep the spirits at bay.
Ghost lights?
They are the wards designed to shelter and trap the spirits within these ruins so they cannot spread their taint beyond this place. To your eyes, the ghost lights glow with a blue light, but to the spirits of my people, the glow is like that of the sun, a searing light that they cannot approach. as long as the ghost lights burn, the spirits cannot reach the tree.
How do I extinguish them?
The touch of the living is enough. When they are touched by one that lives, they will go out. And once they are extinguished, the spirits may pass.
I have other questions about this place.
My knowledge is yours.
Can you tell me of Illefarn?
The memories of our empire are painful ones. Even to speak of it now is difficult. At times I wonder if perhaps my memories of Illefarn are a dream. But always, the books here center my thoughts and remind me of the truth of what once was. I know not the name of the lands that surround us now, but once, long ago, it was a unified empire. Lands that welcomed humans and dwarves within its borders.
What happened?
Together, these people achieved a strength seldom seen in those times. But as all empires have a beginning, the end must come as well. Perhaps we erred in seeking to prevent that end. But it is difficult to simply let something one loves die without fighting to protect it.
Protect it from what?
We had enemies, as all empires do. The orc tribes of the north plagued our borders. But our greatest enemies were the humans of Netheril, who took the magics that we had shared with them and built an empire of their own. But their empire grew so swiftly and wild. The people of Illefarn had grown slowly and carefully, like a garden, but the humans of Netheril had little patience for such things. As they tasted power, they hungered for more.
Sounds like you had dangerous enemies.
We meant no harm in sharing our knowledge. We had assumed that it would be used as we used it, carefully, responsibly. The Netherese were like children, playing with the land and the skies as if they were toys for their amusement. The art is not meant for such things, and terrible are the consequences of abusing such power. But the fall of our empire came not from them. The darkness that came upon us had another source.
The Guardian.
Yes. When the Guardian turned to the Shadow Weave, our empire crumbled. Our trees withered, their lives drained to feed his. Our people simply waned. Dwarves set down their tools and stared numbly as their forges went cold. Elves lay down in their forests, motionless for days and weeks as the wild things grew and smothered them. A few of us fled to the outer reaches of Illefarn, where the Guardian's shadow was still weak. There we plotted to end him.
What was the Guardian like before his corruption?
Understand this. The Guardian was an embodiment of the Weave with a singular purpose. That purpose was to preserve Illefarn and to destroy its enemies should they attack.
But he used to be a man. Surely something of his personality survived.
A ritual was devised to create the Guardian. It was meant to obliterate the man he was, leaving only his resolve to defend our nation. This was his sacrifice. Whether anything remained of the man I knew, I cannot say.
You said that the weave failed. How could this be?
At the time, we did not know. Even now, I have only scraps of truth, gleaned from hapless visitors to this place in the early years of my undeath. As far as I know, the fault lies with the Netherese mage, Carsus. He tried to take control of the weave to become the new god of magic. This was madness, and he failed, of course. But in failing, he slew the goddess of magic. She was reborn moments later, but in that instant, all magic failed. That was the end for Netherill's floating cities, and it should have been the end for our Guardian as well.
But the Guardian survived by turning to the Shadow Weave.
Yes, and in so doing he doomed that which he sought to protect.
How did your people fight the King of Shadows?
3 times we tried to end him, and only on the 3rd attempt did we partially succeed.
Only partially.
Yes, we walled him up within the plane of shadows. Or rather, others did. By that time I was dead, and I have no memories of how that victory was won.
Alright, we need to go into that tree again. We've failed. How could this be?
At the time, but in failing, he slew the goddess of magic. She was reborn 3 times we tried to end him, and only on the 3rd attempt did we partially succeed.
3 times? What happened?
We turned first to the Silken Sisters, 6 spells words of tremendous power. Even the Netheril feared them, and we thought that they must prevail against the Guardian. Their fate was too terrible for words. Suffice to say that they failed.
And the 2nd attempt?
Then did the priest Ananias devise the ritual of purification by which we might weaken the Guardian. A great gathering of wizards and priests assembled to confront the Guardian. I was but a minor power in that host, but I remember those last hours well. We spoke the ritual, and it functioned as Ananias had hoped.
But you didn't succeed.
No. We were not entirely united in purpose.
What about the 3rd attempt?
Regrettably, that victory is not recorded in these scrolls, nor was I a witness. At least one such witness still walks these halls, I believe. You might ask him if you can ease his torment for a time.
Alright, I want to see if there was any other things in these conversation trees that I missed. So if there was, I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to say he sounds like little more than a mindless construct and see if we get a different response out of that.
No. A construct is inflexible. We required a guardian that was pure of purpose, but able to reason and adapt and change. Unfortunately, the guardian's flexibility became our doom. A simple construct powered by the weave would have died when the weave was disrupted. The Guardian was clever enough to find a new source of life. He turned to the Shadow Weave, and thus, he was corrupted.
Okay, I'm going to go find some more responses that we didn't get. And I'll be right back, otherwise I'll just come back and we'll say farewell. Well, it seems that's all that we can ask, so farewell. Okay. And we'll go around and try to loot all the scrolls in these archives. So we have Acid Fog. We have that one. So we'll give it to Quora. Create Undead, we already have. We'll also give that to Quora. Cone of Cold. Feeble Mind, that's a divination spell. We can't scribe it, unfortunately. Stone Skin. We have Etherealness. We don't have Etherealness. And it's level 9, so it's going to have to sit in our inventory. Let's put that over there, and then we'll put this... I guess we'll put that there. And this True Seeing, I guess we could just give to Javi. That one we're just going to have to hold on to. Stone Skin we'll put there. I guess we can save this for sand. So put that over there. Spell magic. I guess can go there. Or there. And we have that one, so we'll give it to Quora. And, man, we already have all of these. It sucks. Man. How unlucky is that? Well, time for the next archive. Energy drain, alright. So we'll hold on to this until we gain access to level 9 spells. So we'll put this there, and then we'll put this... Oh, I guess right there. Undead's Eternal Foe. It's a cleric spell. We'll give that to Javi. This one doesn't do us any good anymore, so we're going to put this head into the bag of holding, along with some of this jewelry. Alright. We have one more. Looks like these are cleric spells, so that's heal, blade barrier, spell resistance, flame strike. These are all divine spells. Restoration, storm of vengeance, song of discord. Well, that's a bard spell.
Yes.
So you grab all of those, and I guess we'll give this to Janik.
I will lead now. Follow.
Maybe if your charisma increases, you'll be able to use it.
Yes.
Let's test that theory.
Choose Lycan Frozan.
I will lead now. Follow.
No. Can we get by, stupid dinosaur? There we go. Now sometimes there are hidden scrolls in places. I don't think there's any here, but I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So there are some gas wandering around back here. And this would be the communion tree. So now would be a good time to put on some buffs. So I'll do that and then I'll come back. Oh, I forgot. We can still talk to this guy about some other things that we haven't asked him. So we'll try to do that.
You have returned. What may this one do for the living?
Who are you?
In life, my name was Balaur. Now there are none with tongues or minds to speak it. I was the law keeper here before darkness came to Illefarn.
What are all these books?
They are the last remaining lore of ancient Illefarn. In life I tended to them, sheltered them, and even in death I could not allow them to crumble as Illefarn did. Many came to this place in search of knowledge, and I was able to guide them. Those days are gone, but my purpose still burns true.
Are there any books you could share with me?
Here, take these tomes. I had nearly completed them at the time of my death. They hold much of the days of Illefarn within them.
Thank you, I appreciate such a gift.
They are as much of my memory as I can scribe to words, and it is a vain hope, but perhaps the lessons of our fall may help prevent another.
And I think that's all that we can ask him. So let's check out what we just got. We got 3 books here. Of Illefarn Reborn, of the Guardian, of the Second Fall of Illefarn. So I think the empire that he existed in was actually the second empire of Illefarn. So if you want to read this, I guess you could just pause it. So there's the first part, you can pause that, and then there's the second part. And then we'll look at volume number 2, where it talks about the Guardian. Wow, it is pretty long. A little bit too long to read. On camera, that is. Alright, so you want to read it, you can pause it here, and then I'll go down to this paragraph. Okay. So you can pause it there, and then I will scroll down to this one. And then you can pause it and read this if you want. And then we'll look at volume number 3. Alright, so after this, you can read down to here if you wish. And then this is the second part if you want to pause it. And that should be it. And we'll throw all 3 of these into the bag of holding. They will go into our library. Alright, now it's time to put on the buffs. For real this time. Okay, so we put the buffs on and immediately...
Alright, I can do that.
Cora is shooting her crossbow at these ghasts. We also have something in the back here called a Balaur, which is the undead that I want to try to control. Good job. How many ghasts in this area do we have? Well, just one that we can see, really. I mean, there's more in here. What's this? Ghost light? So I guess we could do a firebrand, like, right there ought to get them, because they're going to start running this way. Now, I think I equipped you with fire arrows. I also gave you this cloak of etherealness. So let's do mini shot on the gas. Okay, you're shooting, so that's good. I'd like to give you some fire bolts if I have some.
Alright, I can do that.
Well, you're using bolts of fire. What about you?
I will do what I can.
No. But we can use this one to fire. That might work. How close do we have to get? Okay, that got some of them. Well, one of them took 22 points of damage. The others looks like they made a reflex save. Alright, hurry up and cast that, Cora. Jeez.
Lost in bread, bastard!
Just hang back, will you?
Troll-kissing orc.
To the abyss with you.
Yeah, I guess we can attack this thing. Alright, so we have one dead.
Let us attack.
Lost in bread, bastard!
Alright, I can do that.
Why don't we use one of those many scorching rays?
And then they look green.
I will do what I can.
Ah, we have mummies too. Where is this? Ah, here we go. I guess we can't get there, can we? Not with the dinosaur in the way. Coming this way? How close do we have to be? Short. That means we have to be fairly close to him. There goes some of my... Yes! He failed a will save. Wait a minute! No! You mean if I dominate him and he dies? Oh, crap. And you dispelled some of my buffs, bastard. What did you dispel? Mass Aid, Ethereal Visage, Mirror Image. Mirror Image. I'm gonna remember that.
Is it done then? Has the fool ended himself? Or did the ritual fail entirely?
This shade is cycling through events of the past, and perhaps has been ever since its death. I cannot say this for certain, but it is likely the one he is speaking of is the one who became the Guardian.
The ritual was a success. The Guardian lives.
What a waste! A waste, do you hear? And you can tell Ananias that I said as much. I did not tutor that boy for 20 years, only to have him turned into some mindless monstrosity. A waste, I say.
Did you try to stop him?
Yes, I tried. But I hadn't been his master in 10 years. Not long for an elf, but half an eternity for a human. I simply didn't understand. He was always the patriot. Sacrifices must be made for the good of all. Illefarn is a great nation, and preserving it is our responsibility. Well, I say this. Let the weak and the worthless make the sacrifices. That boy had a mind in his bone cage. He might have advanced the study of magic, but instead he threw it all away for love of country.
Patriotism, a foolish notion.
Patriotism is just another tool of kings and nobles, used to wring more blood from peasants and fools.
I heard how it ended for him, lying there screaming for near 100 days, with that fool girl at his bedside, as the weave slowly burned away what was left of him, bit by bit. But he got his wish, didn't he? Lost himself and became the Guardian. All that he was, all gone.
I need your help. Will you come with me?
Yes, I suppose I will follow.
Come and tell me when it is safe to proceed. I think it is safe to proceed. So he'll go and he'll occupy one of these 6 circles around this stone tree. Once we have all the ghosts in place, I think this will turn into the statue of purification. And then we can get our last ritual in this area. Also, I think, yeah, we gained some influence with Bishop for saying that patriotism was a foolish notion. Oh, I don't see why. It's not like it's going to do any good later. So these are the ghost lights. So we're going to turn them off until we find another ghost. Ah, we have some skeletons up here. Well, since my control undead didn't work, I guess I should summon something else on. The Create Greater Undead and the Morning Canaan Sword won't last nearly as long as a regular Create Undead, so we'll do that. Then what do we get? Oh, what's this? We have a mummy? No, I didn't want to look at core. I wanted to look at the mummy. So this one that we just summoned will put stone skin and improved mage armor on. So we got this one. So what's up with this one? What's this? Who is this? Is this some sort of weird bug? Okay, this says mummy. This says nothing. This says nothing. What is this? Let's check the journal. Yeah, this is back, even though we'll never be able to enter that house again. Alright, let's just turn off the ghost lights. So we have a door up here. Let's open it up. And here's another Balaur. That's so crazy that if you dominate it, he'll just die. I guess kind of like that thief over in the Black Lake district. Well, we might as well just try this undeath to death thing. Don't do it. Okay. Who failed to save? The gas did.
To the abyss with you.
Alright, we're gonna back up. So one of them died. That's it? Well, I guess it doesn't do for very many hit die, does it?
Alright, I can do that.
We'll have you do it again. Let's have you cast it right there.
I think I can do that.
And then I guess you could just block the door. What are you doing? Okay, so looks like Cora killed another one. So how many do we have left? Just the Balaur? Is this thing like immune to undeath to death? Alright, well let's do another cheap kill with Control Undead. I said Control Undead. Can we get in the room? No, we can't. You're blocked by a stupid ghast. Oh, I hate these things. They cast Dispel Magic on us. How long is it gonna take? Finally! Alright, come in here and start attacking. You do the cheap kill. Oh, he made his will save by rolling really high. He rolled an 18.
Press the attack, quickly!
Where's my mummy? Notice the things that we had that I didn't know what they were. They're gone now. What do you have here? A locked chest? Looks like he's immune to cold damage. What is he trying to do? Oh, he casts Cone of Cold on me. You bastard. Alright, let's do a sunburst. Actually, you know what?
Lost in bread, bastard!
Let's do that major circlet of blasting. Let's do it a few times. Alright, just back up, and we're going to, I guess, cast a magic missile on him.
Come on, a little girl like me gets you scared.
That got him. Dead. So where's his spirit? There it is.
He burns. He screams. Someone must stop this. Why will no one listen?
Speaking of the Guardian.
Guardian? Is it a crime now to call him by his name? His real name? That man is gone, they tell me. Gone! If he is gone, then who lays in the temple, writhing in agony and calling upon the gods for release? For 10 days have I sat vigil with the Guardian, as they call him now. His pain has only worsened, when Ananias promised it would ease.
Who is Ananias?
Who is... Do you mock me? Or is the dwarf afraid to face me? He knows he has done an evil thing. He may talk all he likes of patriotism, of sacrifices for our nation. A century of peace is not worth such suffering. How can we call ourselves civilized when we ask a good man to endure such pain? To become some unfeeling thing? The weave fills him. It boils in his every vein, day and night, 10 day after 10 day. Is it not enough that he must sacrifice his very self?
What would you suggest?
End this, now! If enough of us come together, demand that Aeneas release him from the ritual, end his pain. It isn't too late. It can't be!
Cora, she sounds just like you. He chose to make this sacrifice.
No one warned him of the pain. Aeneas speaks of patriotism. He didn't even know this would happen, and he doesn't care. I hate Aeneas. You've seen him speak of the ritual, of the pain. It gives him pleasure. The dwarf tries to hide it, but watch his eyes, and you'll see.
The events you speak of, they occurred long ago.
I don't understand. I've just come from the temple. I can hear his screams, feel the warmth of his hands. We can still save him. I'm certain.
Such reminders will be forgotten. There is nothing that can be done. The past surrounds them like a cage, and there is no key that will free them. Come, let us take this shade to the communion tree. There, perhaps, she will do more to help the one she loved than she does here.
Come, you must follow me.
Come with you? Very well, I will. I will follow.
Alright, so we have to make sure that we have the right ghost lights engaged so she doesn't go in the wrong area. So she'll come out here. Hopefully not go this way or that way. So we have to click on her to make her move. There she goes. Now let's find out what's in this chest. Let's do the chime of opening on it. Ouch. It's the king's side. It's +2. It's keen, and it does slow on a percentage. We can't add any more enchantments to it. Hopefully we'll get a lot of money. But I'm not holding out a lot of hope. I believe that's it for this room. Alright, let's go talk to her. She won't go this way because of the lights. And now we have to turn these on behind her so she won't back up. Okay, good. These lights are engaged. These are not, so she'll go ahead. Now we'll turn the lights on behind her. And we'll talk to her again. I don't think she'll go over here, will she? No. Good. Very good. And she'll walk right through the tree into the circle back here. So we have 1/3 of this complete. And yes, we do have a mummy. Alright, so we will, I guess, finish this in the next episode since we spent most of our time talking. So this is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And Tengu Medea.